10 stocks to 5 to 10 times your money in 5 to 10 years. What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor. I got the hoodie to prove that fact. And today we're going to be speaking about some high, juicy growth stocks. In today's video, we're specifically going to focus on companies that I believe have the potential to go up 5 to 10 times in the next 5 to 10 years. I'm not looking at short-term trades. I'm not looking to swing trade. I'm not looking for a quick 50+%. I'm looking for 5 to 10 times my money down the line here. There's a few different industries we're looking at as well. Obviously, we're going to cover some EV stocks because that is where I think a lot of the big money is going to be made over the next 5 to 10 years. We're going to be looking at a couple of space stocks because space is this massive emerging industry that could be worth more than $1.4 trillion in the next 10 years. Of course, we're going to have a look at a couple of tech-related stocks because everybody knows tech is the whole boom. We're going to have a look at a gaming/esports company, and we're going to have a look at a stay-at-home fitness-related stock. So we have a nice little variety in there, and I think all of these have absolutely immense potential over the next 5 to 10 years. When you're chasing the big money, you're going to have to be willing to take some risk, baby. We're not covering Johnson & Johnson or Procter & Gamble. We're not happy with 5% a year. We want 100% a year, baby. So right before we get into the video, can I please ask you to hit that juicy like button for the YouTube algorithm? I would appreciate you massively. If you're new around here, what are you waiting for, my friend? Hit that juicy red subscribe button. Join the family. If you want to find out about the best stocks to invest in on a regular basis, that's all you gotta do. Hit that red button. And drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the picks in today's video. And let me know what you think has the potential to go up 500 to 1000% in the next 5 to 10 years. With that being said, into the first stocks of the day. So we're going to start off with some of my favorite EV companies. First up, we have Nio, okay? We're speaking about these because everybody's speaking about them right now. In the last 3 days, we're up over 31%. That is a juicy. Now, I initially invested at Nio at $12. I bought a little bit more in the 15s. I have a cost basis of about 14, so I'm already up over 100% in these guys, so I have a nice little head start. But I would like a bigger position, so I'm going to be watching these guys closely. And I recently spoke about these in a video, and I said, you know, somewhere below $25, preferably below 24, I'd be very happy to buy. And if I just bring you over to the 6-month chart, you can see we've had a couple of massive spikes in value. I mean, there's a near 100% spike that was followed by this sell-off of 25%. Another clear example right here, near 50% spike, and we sold off close to 20%. So we've already seen this on 2 separate occasions in pretty much 4 months with Nio. And since I already have a nice position, I'm not too worried about jumping in at these all-time highs. I'm going to be patient and see what happens next. But remember guys, in today's video in particular, we're speaking about 5 to 10 years down the line. If you ask me, do I think that Nio could be a $140 to $280 stock in 5 to 10 years, I would say 100% yes. Right now we're at a market cap of $38.79 billion. This company would not even have to hit a $2 billion market cap to go up 5 times in value. Considering how big the EV market is getting and how much of the Chinese EV market Nio is expected to grab, I think the odds of us making a lot of money, even at these current prices, at all-time highs, are very high. Especially considering how much backing the government has given this company, how they've already beaten bankruptcy on the 6-month chart, more so on the 1-year chart. These guys have turned things around absolutely beautifully. So again, it's a company we're in the short term. I mean, if you're speaking a month or even 3 months, I think anything could happen with these guys. But if you're going to be willing to let them sit in your portfolio for 5 to 10 years, I think there's a whole juicy lot of money to be made. Now, I keep the analysis really short in these videos because we've 10 stocks, but I have full videos on most of the companies we'll cover today, so if you want more information, just go check out one of them. I mean, of course we're going to speak about Tesla because everybody's going to think of Tesla. I mean, of course. So right now, for Tesla to go up 500%, we're going to have to hit over $2 trillion in market cap within 10 years. First of all, I think that is extremely possible, even though on the 6-month chart we're up nearly 200% as it is. Now, just like Nio, in the short term, I genuinely believe anything, and I mean absolutely anything, could happen with Tesla. But these guys are some of the best innovators in the world. They have some of the best EV technology out there. They're so far ahead of literally all of the competition. They have such a loyal customer base. They don't have to spend a penny on advertising because so many people speak about them, word of mouth. They have all of these publicity stunts. It's amazing. We are now profitable. We have been for 4 quarters in a row. Our next earnings is coming up very soon. We know that deliveries have been going extraordinarily well. I have said in the past past that, I think there's a very real possibility Tesla dips below $350, even approaches $300 and potentially less. And that's exactly when I bought last time. On this dip here, 8th of September, I bought more Tesla at $340 a share. Tesla's extremely volatile, okay? It's no stranger to 20-30% dips and upward movements. But again, if this is the kind of company you buy them and you forget about them 5-10 years, I think there's so much money to be made, and I don't think many people are going to argue that fact. Even though we're already at absolutely crazy valuations with a PE ratio of over 1100, Tesla has to make the list. Workhorse, baby, okay. Currently sitting at $22 a share with a market cap of $2.4 billion. You guys already know how I feel about Workhorse, okay? Why I want to include it in today's video, we're speaking 5 to 10 year timelines. In the short term, I'll be the first one to tell you, anything, and I mean anything, could happen with these guys. I genuinely believe we could go up 200% in the span of a couple of weeks of the announcement, but I also wholeheartedly believe we could drop 50+% if we don't get any part of the USPS contract. But the beauty of this company, in my opinion, is that we're in a great position to grow regardless of the USPS contract. I've said it in videos before, I wish I did not have to look at this company for 10 years because I wholeheartedly believe these guys have some of the best growth potential long term in the market right now. Last mile delivery, and I mean such a quick growing sector, one of the fastest that there is in the automotive industry, especially when you pair that with electric tech. We have a lot of fantastic partnerships. We've worked with UPS, FedEx. We have a backlog of 11 to 1200 orders. We expect to have 300 to 400 delivered by the end of this year. As of next year, we could easily be going up to 20 to 30 vehicles a day. They're working on refrigeration. We have fantastic drone patents. We have fantastic last mile delivery vehicles for everybody. When we have our refrigeration vehicles, we're going to be open up to so many more markets. Think Walmart, think every major retailer that there is. I think these guys have some of the craziest upside potential that is out there right now. Now, of course, short term carries a whole lot of risk. You guys know this. I cover these guys more than anybody else, but they had to make the list. And alongside Workhorse, of course, I'm going to cover Lordstown Motors. These guys are still in their infancy. They're still a SPAC. I initially bought in at $11.80 a share. So another company I've made over 100% in on my initial cost basis. I did the same with Workhorse. I did the same with Nio. You catch these guys early, you have a lot of room to make a lot of money, and also you have a lot of room to invest more and still have a good cost basis. So the merger vote is going through next week, the 22nd, I believe, but again, from a long-term perspective, that means nothing to us. It could lead to us going up 20-50%. It could lead to us dropping 10-15-20%. But from a long-term point of view, okay, I'm looking at a company who has so many pre-orders. We have great tech. We have one of the best facilities and factories in the entirety of the US. We're going to have first to market. It's beautiful. It genuinely is absolutely amazing. It's a growth stock, okay? I don't want to hear people speaking about profitability or cash flow. It's a growth stock, literally in its infancy. Who cares? If you guys want to try and value this as you would Johnson & Johnson, of course it's going to look horrible, because that's not how growth stock investing works, my friends. As far as 5 to 10 times stocks goes, okay, I genuinely think Lordstown Motors has some of the best potential. And I think they're safer than a lot of the other investments, despite the fact that we are not necessarily proven yet. It could take some time to do that. It could take some time to, you know, build more investor confidence. But we're in a very, very, very good position, in my opinion. But that's all of the EV related stocks I want to speak about today. Now we're going to go into 2 space related companies. Now the first one, of course, is Virgin Galactic, a company I've been speaking about for so long, probably close to 6 months, 5 months at the very least. A company I initially bought in the 14s. I also bought a bit of the way up. You'll all be aware that we started moving up very nicely over the last few weeks. I mean, if we go to our monthly chart right here, look at this spike, 25th of September, boom, up over a third in value. So Virgin Galactic's an interesting one. I'm very aware of that. It does carry a whole lot of risk, in my opinion, particularly in this short term. But I think if you buy these guys now, and within 2 years we're successful, we're sending people to space, Richard Branson has gone to space, etc, etc, $22 even is going to look like an absolute steal. Keep in mind, guys, we're looking at growth stocks right now, but we're looking at growth stocks with a long time horizon that we want to be invested. We're not looking for 100% in 6 months. I mean, we've already done that, what, 4 or 5 times this year with a lot of our EV plays. I nearly did it with Virgin Galactic back here when I bought down here. I'm not interested in 100% in a short period of time. I want 1000% on a broader time frame. And that's something that's important to understand when we're investing in these companies. October 22nd, next week, a time frame opens up where we're going on our next test flight, baby. Ooh, we only need to do 2 more, and then we have full FAA approval. They can start business, and Richard Branson could go to space as early as the first quarter of next year. If that happens, I've said it before, boom, we're in a beautiful position, and I do think all of our investments will be relatively safe. Now, of course, We're speaking about commercializing spaceflight. So many things could go wrong, and so many things could be absolutely devastating to this company. It's expensive as well. I mean, profitability, it's not going to be very good for a considerable period of time, but the potential is borderline endless, guys. And I think if you're the first company in the world and you're publicly traded to bring people to space on a commercial level, come on, that's going to be worth a whole lot of money. At current prices, to 10 times your money, these guys just have to go up to a $52 billion market cap. Within 10 years, the space industry in general could be worth $1.4 trillion plus. So yes, I do think this is the company where you could make disgusting amounts of money. So our second space company of today is called Momentus, okay? And they are going to be merging with the SPAC, that is Stable Road Acquisition Corp, ticker symbol SRAC. Again, the company I made a full video on not too long ago, and I actually did open up an initial position in. It was 100 shares. I do believe this is a company I could open up a much larger position in down the line, but that's just kind of my feeler. So the space infrastructure company, they want to be part of the next industrial revolution, guys. I mean, beautiful. Think of these guys as Workhorse in space. You want to launch your satellite to space, but you have to get it to a very particular location. That's one of the things these guys are going to do. They're going to be the last mile delivery of space. And then also there's going to be potential, you know, for rare earth mining on asteroids and water. Loads of very exciting prospects. Now again, this is one of the ones I'd say that is very, very high risk, particularly in the short term. We're not proven whatsoever, and we're not going to be making good money for literally years and years. But that's part of chasing these multi-baggers, part of chasing these 10x stocks. You're going to have to be willing to take some risk. So again, if you want a breakdown of this company, I have that full video. It's quite complicated to get into within 30 seconds, but that's the second space company of today, okay? So now we'll get into two of our tech companies. Now, a lot of people are probably going to call me crazy for bringing Amazon up as a stock that I believe could go up 5 to 10 times within 5 to 10 years. And I understand it. I mean, we're already such a massive company. I mean, we're going to have to the $9 to $10 trillion market cap to go up 5 times from current prices. I understand that sounds absolutely insane. And when we look at the 5-year chart, we're up 446%, my guys. I'm sure a lot of people would have said when we were a $600 company, there's no way they're going to be a $2,000 company. But here they are, they have done it. Furthermore, okay, if we go to a 10-year chart, they're up 2,400%. I'm sure that 10 years ago, when we were $120, nobody would have thought they would have been a $1,200 company. Amazon is a giant, okay? They almost have the too big to fail persona around them. They are massive. They can do anything they want. They dominate the market they're in. That's one of the biggest markets in the entire world. And as new markets have emerged over time, they've also gotten involved in them. Amazon Prime is incredible. That's what a lot of people think about. Your Amazon Music, your Amazon Video, everything. Every time an emerging sector comes up, Amazon is on top of it. And I think because of how quickly they can react to changing markets, they could well be a 5 to 10x company within 5 to 10 years, even at current prices. Now, I am an Amazon investor. I'm only up, I think, 20% or something, so I haven't been in these guys for a long time, but I do love them. And I know it can be hard to invest in big tech if you want to be a growth stock investor, because when you see a company is $3,272 a share, you're like, there's no way that they're going to be a $15,000 a share company. There most certainly is that potential, guys. I promise you. Don't look at the stock price. It means nothing. The market does not care. If they did a 100 for 1 stock split, okay, and they were then a $32 company, would you think it's realistic for them to get back to $320? A big stock price does not affect how fast a company can grow. Okay, and then the next big tech stock I'd like, there is a few out there, okay, and I know a lot of people are going to want Square and they're going to want Shopify. They've all performed incredibly. Zoom as well. They've all done incredibly, and I expect them to do incredibly going forwards as well. When it comes to big tech, okay, I have to be honest, I still really love Apple as a growth stock. Now again, some people are going to call me crazy. 5-year chart, we're only up 300%, okay? If we do go all the way back to the max stock chart, and I bring you back towards 2009, well, 2010, where are we? Here we are. Boom. 1,300%. And again, they've been a dominant force for so long now. I mean, so many people use their products. I'm using one right now. I bought a new iPhone the other day for my girlfriend. I'm going to buy myself a new iPhone. I'm going to buy myself a new MacBook Pro for editing literally next week. I love their products. They have a customer loyalty that I don't think I have seen anywhere else in the entire world. Not just in tech, but in any industry. I think Apple has some of the most loyal fans in the entire world. They are innovators. They're constantly bringing out new products. They're constantly making people excited for what is to come next. They're constantly at the top of the game. And I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. So I know, again, seeing Apple hit a $10 trillion market cap, considering they're the biggest market cap company in the world as it stands, might seem a little tough to believe. But they have done it time and time again, and I don't think Apple is going anywhere in the next 5 to 10 years. Now I know if momentum stays on their side, your Zooms, your Shopifys, etc., yes, they may have higher potential. I completely appreciate that. They have gone up in value so fast, so quickly because of the Roni. I don't know how they're going to react once the Roni is gone. Are people going to stop using them as much? I don't think that's going to happen with Apple. Okay, 2 more companies. First one we're looking at is Corsair Gaming, okay? Now these guys only recently went public. We're currently trading at $19.20 a share. Now, gaming is growing so incredibly quickly. People are willing to spend more money on their gaming setups. Esports is getting bigger and bigger, and Corsair is at the top of the game. So right now these guys are pretty much in high-end PCs for the most part. That's what people will think of when they think of Corsair. So they went public with a valuation of $1.7 billion, okay? So the company generated $1.3 billion in 2019. Now the profit was $31 million, but for a company with a valuation of $1.7 billion to have generated $1.3 billion in revenue, that's pretty insane. That's not something you're going to see very, very often. Now, this is a company I have not pulled the trigger on just yet. I'll be completely honest. I have not done full due diligence into these guys, but I've seen a lot of guys in my Discord group getting very excited about these as of late. And upon initial inspection, I'll be honest, I've probably done 2 or 3 hours of research, absolute max. I understand them because I myself am a gamer. I love PCs. I think they have immense potential. And then when you look at the world of esports and how fast that's growing, wow, I do think these guys could be massive, and I definitely think that they could be a 5 to 10x stock in 5 to 10 years, without a doubt in my mind. Now, this is one of the stocks that I don't think is necessarily as high risk in the short term as some of our EV plays or our space plays, but I also don't think they carry the exact same amount of upside potential either. Okay, and the last one we're going to speak about is Peleton, okay? A company I'm kicking myself for missing out on, okay? 6-month chart, we have constantly gone up. I considered buying them right back here. I mean, it was April, maybe May. I missed out big time. And it's upsetting as well because a lot of you guys may not know. Life before I was a YouTuber, I was a personal trainer. I worked in a gym. I was a gym instructor before that. I worked in gyms for like 4 years. And I understand how fast of a growing industry it is. Health is getting more and more important to people every single passing day. And what Peleton does, they're an exercise equipment and media company, but the equipment is the main thing, okay? And the Roni propelled these guys so quickly because so many more people were joining gyms, so many more people started to absolutely love going to the gym, keeping active, keeping fit, their exercise bikes, their treadmills, everything in between. Peleton delivers that to your doorstep. So since people weren't able to go to the gym, people were eating up what these guys had in inventory. I mean, I'm sure these guys could not keep stock. And as a result, in 6 months, they're up nearly 300%. Company only went public 27th of September 2019, and they have done absolutely incredibly since going public. Now, some of you might be saying, but Jack, you just said that one of the reasons you don't want to invest in Zoom or Shopify is because you think once the Roni is gone, people won't have as much use for their services. And so that would be one of my primary concerns with a company like Peleton as well. What happens when people just go back to the gym? I also think there's a lot more people making more money and a lot more people who are busy, and there's a lot more people making home gyms. I'm contemplating it right now because I'm busy. I mean, it would be so much easier for me to go into my garden or into a garage and train as opposed to have to go to the gym, you know, drive out there, drive back, etc. So I hear what you're saying, and that is part of the reason I haven't been able to invest in them yet myself, because I share that same concern. What if the demand is not there after the Roni is completely gone? But again, remember, we're looking at a 5 to 10 year time frame. I think these guys have so much potential. And my friends, that is 10 juicy, massive, high growth stocks that you should potentially be looking at now. I would like to remind you all, I'm not a financial advisor. The majority of the stocks we spoke about today are high risk. There is potential to lose a lot of money if you invest a lot of money. So always make sure, do your due diligence and be confident before you invest, and only invest what you're willing to lose. Boom, there we are, 10 juicy companies, most of which I own, a couple of which I don't. If you watch this video all the way till the end, these videos are usually a bit longer. You, my friend, are a true legend, and I really do appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. If you want more videos like this, if you want me to keep giving you you this information where you can potentially invest early on, please hit that subscribe button and join the family so you don't miss a video. And if you did enjoy and got some value, could I please ask you to hit that like button, because it helps me out so much. It helps the YouTube algorithm, it helps me grow. I would appreciate you till the end of time. And drop me a comment down below, let me know what you think of any of the companies we covered today. And also, if there's any companies you think have the potential to go up 5 to 10x in 5 to 10 years. But my friends, I really do appreciate you all watching. You mean the world to me. I hope that we all make some money next week, but more importantly, I hope we all make some money in the next 5 to 10 years. And with that being said, I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. I will see you for another video very soon. Peace.